Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, class.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
राहुल, कैसे हो आप?
सर ठीक हूँ।
Okay, in a couple of minutes, we will going to start. Let the student join us. Yes, till then, if you have any doubt, if you want to ask something,
Sir,
most
I have
welcome.
doubt, sir. Basic cryptocurrency me doubt.
Yes, Himanish, be clear what you're saying. Please repeat.
The basic cryptocurrency.
Basic, what do you mean by basic? Yes.
Basic cryptocurrency, sir. इसका मतलब क्या होता है basically cryptocurrency?
See, if we talk about the coinage, right? If you remember the ancient period, if you remember the dynasty, right? The you can say the Gupta dynasties and all. At that time, the great leader Chanakya, he has started with the system of like coinage, right? If you remember that thing we have studied. What we have seen all those years is that in every age, in every dynasty, every king or that kingdom is trying to impose their own coin, right? They have, if you can see, I can show you that we are having a different style of coin, and this thing keep on evolving from one. You can see over here in this particular slide, right? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Right. So you can see that in 7th century, we have this type of coins, and the transformation is still continue. We are not stopped over there only, right? And it is not like uh, the coin is once created and it is being accepted globally, right? So every kingdom or dynasty, they are trying to impose their like kind of power, right? In a sense, with the spread of such type of stakes, right? So you can see over here that there is a kind of revolution that is evolving of this coin is taking place since 7th century, right? And even you can see over here all that duration, right? And this evolution of money is moving in India from the barter barter system, right? You can see where there is exchange of things, right? This was the thing. This is the strategy that they are using for fulfilling their requirement, right? Since we don't have that coin system over there at that time, right? But later on, once the things get evolved, and we come to know more things, we then this metal come in picture. There are diamonds, there are gold, such type of things are in picture, right? Then we particularly move towards the coins, right? Like gold coin, right? All these things. So we started relating the things, right? Money is being related with some with gold quantity, right? And after that, you can see it evolved like this. You can see on this right hand side that the system get evolved through this metal coin. Then there is a paper money. After that, we have a plastic card, right? Then we move on towards the electronic money. And finally, what you are asking is that currency basic, right? So we are in the beginning, we are in the starting of, or in starting of the crypto, which is something which is secret, right? And a kind of encrypted, right? And we are putting this thing in digital form, right? Which is not tangible, means to say that which cannot be touched by anyone, right? So digital money, or the Bitcoin, what you say, an example of it, this type of currency, cryptocurrencies, are basically not physically existed anywhere, right? It is a kind of a software, or it is a kind of some kind of information which is being shared between the distributed system, and that is maintained, right? And what is needed, we need to evaluate this thing with some our existing money, right? Then only we can say yes, okay, this thing is priceless, right? This thing is so costly. How we can do this thing? Earlier it was done with it is compared with the gold, right? Now what we are doing, we are comparing it with dollars. We are comparing that bitcoins with dollars. We know that that is a stable coin, right? That is a stable currency, and that stable currency is then compared, and in that sense we get we come to know that this currency has uh, raised to up to something around now, you can see up to $32,000. So one, if I can tell you this thing, that one bitcoin is almost equal to, nowadays, if I can see currently, it is something around $38,000, right? So you can see how much it is. And in its initial stage, around 2008 and 9, when we are when the researchers basically trying to develop this technology, at that time it is not so worthy, or you can say costly. It is easily available. So somewhere if you can able to search in the internet, like someone where first bitcoin was utilized, and the person has paid that bitcoin for pizza, right? So what is that there? He has paid 10,000 bitcoin for that one pizza, right? You can just imagine, at that time nobody is knowing that this thing or this technology is going to evolve in such a manner, or it will going to be raised up to that value. That is something around, nowadays it is something around, you can see, 38,000, right? It is nearly about 48 30 to 40 lakhs, right? Just understand that pizza, where this guy on the beginning has given 10,000 bitcoins for purchasing one pizza, right? At that time nobody knows, nobody basically care about bitcoin and all this type of thing, basic coins. When there is a beginning of this thing, right? So but now things are changing, and it getting more and more mature in a manner, and it was also, there is a prediction that it can reach to $60,000 in coming months, right? So it is going to reach 60,000. Just imagine that where this currency is moving, right? And that is the reason, because of this, the value, right? The parameter, this value parameter is very important in the currency. So the value of this currency, you can see, is very, very, very high as compared all the currencies till now that we are holding, right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I just want to tell you that in our previous class, we have talked about the outlines of our course, and we have understood that why we are talking about Bitcoin, and we have gone through with the distributed ledger, right? One of you have asked me about what is distributed ledger. So before understanding this thing, that we all know that ledger is a kind of a record keeping system, and it is a traditional way of doing that, but it has many disadvantages, right? And to overcome that, we have digital ledger, but that is not too distributed. But in this scenario, using blockchain, we are talking about distributed, means that is not in one common place, and which is spread over a network, over different PCs or a system, but they are connected with a network, right? And that network, or that network could be peer to peer also, right? So that network is basically helping to connect this distributed ledger, and it will showcase, it will uh, it will look like a common, or you can say a single logical unit, right? So that is the beauty of this distributed ledger, and that's it. That is why the things are more easier for us to implement the concepts of cryptos currencies, and with the help of this blockchain, where we also understood that blockchain is a combination of two words, which is basically, one is block, and that block is nothing but that is a node which holds some kind piece of information, right? So we have talked about that one node or one block which holds some piece of information will definitely going to connect with another block which hold another piece of information, right? So what it means that the output of one block will act as an input of a next block in this hierarchy. These blocks are interconnected, right? And that's why we are saying that they are connected, they are bound to be in a chain, right? So this is one block. One block is nothing but that a user who purchased some kind of this cryptos, that information from where it has purchased, or how much value it has purchased, right? How much bitcoins it has purchased. So suppose, for example, so all that information will be captured in that block, right? So you can see over here that Joe, from a previous transaction, it can see that over 0.1005 BTC. Right now 0.1 BTC is very costly. If you can see, if you can calculate it, it is something around if you want to purchase up to this much, you need to pay up something around lakhs, right? Since one Bitcoin is something around 38 lakhs, and if you want to purchase this much, suppose 0.1, then it will cost you around something 3 lakhs, right? So 0.1 BTC means here we are talking about, as compared to our stable coin like dollars, it is something around 3 lakhs, right? So that transaction information is over here, and using some hash, I'm telling you that every node, or you can say every block is made with the help of some kind of hash, right? Now hash is that we have studied in IoT also, right? If you remember 256 SHA, right, which is a unique or unique, that is a property, regardless of the data, it is small or large. Once that information is provided, then that hash will produce a set of a string, right? And that string is unique, right? And if you even change, right, a single letter in that, the entire string get changed, right? So that is basically, if you remember, to maintain the consistency, to maintain the integrity of data. Integrity of data means no one can able to tamper it now. What exactly it means, that if someone is trying to change a single value or a single digit, then the entire string will get changed. And at that point only we can understand that someone has done something wrong with this block, and this is not actually the block which was created in the beginning, right? So there could be some kind of double spending. Since this is one of the problem, you please note it down, double spending. Please Google it, what do you mean by double spending. This problem is very common in digital currency. Double spending means it could be possible, right, that we can show a transaction.
Double spending?
Yeah, we are spending for one place, and then again we are doing this thing for another place. So there could be a chances of this thing, and we need some kind of consistency. We need some kind of method in which we can able to identify such type of problems, right? So these type of problems will definitely will be there. These are the challenges with the Bitcoin, not with the Bitcoin, all the digital currencies. And we need to we will need to have a confirmed solution for this. We need a kind of strong solution for this, right? So that's why we are talking about consensus protocol. This, for this reason we are having this consensus protocol that I have told you, right? And moving in this direction, we are talking about peer-to-peer network. This type of network is being demanded, since we are not relying on that institutions such as bank or RBI, such type of banks. Now we are not relying, and you can see that these parties are directly communicating on a common platform for transactions, right? So for that we need this type of network, special type of network, that is peer-to-peer network. And this is a trusted trust between these two parties, that they are going to exchange the money, right? So that was the previous theory lecture that we have studied. And continuing in the same direction, what I'm going to tell you today, that my motive for you is that you just understand that how far it has reached, right? And in what scale that people are using this thing, right? Or they have the interest, right? So this search is basically, you can see this demography on the left hand side, which basically talks about something around in 2010 or in 2011, that the need of Bitcoin or the need of digital currency was not aware by much people, right? Now I must say that over here, that a big support was initiated by MIT, where such institutions, they come forward with such type of concepts, such type of concepts, and then they have a trial of this thing, right? So in the trial way of that, I was sharing that story, that someone has paid something, some thousands of Bitcoin for purchasing the pizza and all. But now please imagine that 10,000 Bitcoin is how much? If you just multiply that 10,000 with something around 38 lakhs nowadays, one Bitcoin is around 38 lakhs. Just multiply that thing, right? Now, if I talk about not only 38,000, where if I talk about in last semester, something around in March and in April, the cost was something around 55 lakhs. Right now, since there is a dump in a market, and we know that there is always there is a kind of waves always, in a market related to such type of things. So when there is a dump, then again there will be a pump, and we can see in future that value will definitely going to raise, right? And what is the point which I want to tell you over here is that you can see that Google has shared this demography and want to share this information among the people that see the relevance, see the people which are interested nowadays about Bitcoin. Now the scale is so much high, the scale of interest, that's why it is said. And people are searching about this thing, people are working on this thing, the projects, what all those things are moving around is talking about. This graph is showing such type of thing to us, right? So there is no doubt now that this is a kind of technology which will capture the market in a future, right? And if we will not move with this technology, then definitely we will lag behind. So we have to accept it, we have to understand this thing, because everyone is doing, everyone is involved in this thing. Many organizations, many countries even started as a legal ledger in their country, right? Bitcoin as a legal ledger, right? So why not, like Russia, they have started, like, right, you can see. Yes, there might be some bad news also, like China people, but all these people, they know that this is in trend, right? So and I have already told you that if we talk about this blockchain, then we cannot separate it from distributed system. In its core, blockchain is nothing but it is a distributed system. As I have told you, it is a way, it is a connection of two or more than two system, where they are sharing some common profile, right? So over here you can see various benefit of this technology are being envisaged, such as decentralized trust. There is a cost saving, right? So since that middle institutions such as bank, they are no more required, so definitely we are going to save the cost, right? And the transaction fees that they are demanding is now not so much high, right? Now if you want to you can see, if I want to transmit 0.1 right, yes, I got a message from Hargun that MIT has just introduced a new cryptocurrency called Pi network, right, yes, good. I will definitely, in that scale, I will definitely talk with you. I will definitely talk about each and every currency in some special class, right, with you, and even suggest you what to do if you want to earn money, if you want to become some, want to get some profit from this technology, then it's definitely a good thing for us, right? So over here you can see it is a decentralized trust. So why we are saying decentralized trust and what it means basically? Now earlier to this technology 2011, and you can see when it was coming to picture, or till now even, majority of the transactions or everywhere, what we are doing, we are making use of banks, right? So these are the centralized, right? The banks are the centralized trust. Now we want to overcome from this problem. So that's why what is the alternate for that? For alternate for that is that you and me and everyone in a network which who are working on the same platform, or we having a common taste, as we are working on, like if you are interested in Bitcoin, I'm also doing that thing. So we are having a common profile, right? So if we are in a network, then we will act as a miners, or we can act as a kind of proof of work, right, where we can perform some kind of calculations, mathematical calculations, and that mathematical calculation validate that block, right? And then that will prove that thing, that okay, this is a trust one. So that is a kind of way in which we are saying that decentralized trust. So it will be done not in a common place, by a common single person, like a manager or like a cashier in a centralized institute like a bank system we have in existence. But over here we don't have such type of thing. We are saying that it is a decentralized trust. Yes, any doubt in this particular? Yes, class? If you have any doubt, you can ask. So moving in the same direction, we're saying that it is cost saving, it is transparency is there right now.
Sir, ये
No
diagram
one,
check note करा सर.
no
Simple
one
stand
can.
goal.
Yes, Himanish, I'm explaining. Please just hold on. Let me finish. Then you can ask. When I'm
Eh,
asking
sir.
you, please ask the question. Then you can ask. Now just hold on. What I'm saying. So over here is what
Trust.
transparency, and transparency means that when the blocks and they are connected in a chain, right, which is available in a distributed system, means it can be seen by anyone, right? So we know that who has transmitted, like from where, from which address, right, to which address it has reached, how much amount, right? So there is a transparency. We know this thing, and which is available in that network, right? And it is efficiency, right? Efficiency is like which is going to do it very fastly, right? You can see, if I want to transmit money somewhere to other country, like if I want to send it to Indonesia or something, it minimum it will take 1 to 2 days, right? And it will charge something around me thousands, right? But now if I want to send a Bitcoin or some other currency like Dogecoin or a Tron, and Tron is one of that network where you can see it is free of cost, where Bitcoin it consuming some value, it is taking some fees for it, right? So you can see this is going to reach over there with some kind of 5 minutes, right? I will come up with the chart where you can see that Bitcoin will come in 20 minutes, right? Tron is coming in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Like all these currencies, they have their own pace of speed there, in which they can able to reach from one place to another place, since their algorithm is going to work in that way, right? So if the algorithm is very difficult to solve, then you can understand the mathematical calculation will also very difficult to solve, then that system will definitely going to take more time, right? But obviously that will be very difficult, very difficult to crack. But if we have a system which is even having a strong algorithm, and it is going to charge you nothing, and even it is taking less time, definitely that people will move to that type of currency also in future. So now the race, if we talk about the race between the coins, all this eminent person like Elon and all this, you can see the Jack and all these people, the CEO of Twitter and all. These people are basically now talking about this type of things, like how much gas is being consumed for transactions in Bitcoin. Like, see at what level they are talking about, right? So means they want to improve the efficiency of these coins also. So they are talking about like how which coin is charging you much, right? So that coin will not might have a bright future as compared to other coin which might charge you less, consume very less gas, and even it cost you nothing for transmission, right? So in this level, these people are basically talking nowadays in market, and that is why some coins are now so much popular, and that make then to compare from each other. These are the properties. Now you can see the parameters of the coins on basis on which, right? We will definitely also talk about the tokenomics, that coins capital, and how much is available, and all these things are there. These are also some key parameters basis on which we can compare the coins. that is available, right? So all these things are there that we need to discuss, and then we will talk about this thing when we will have the in chapter 1, chapter 2. However, there are various challenges too that are on an area of an active research, such as scalability and privacy, right? So I'm talking about the things are available online and anyone can see, transparency is there. Now what is about the privacy of that thing? So obviously if we are achieving one thing, then on the other end we are missing that point, right? So that point is missing over here. So this is a kind of challenge that yes, we can hide the username, but we cannot hide that address which is available in that block. And with that address we can know that okay, 100 bitcoins has been transmitted, a big amount is being transmitted, so that thing is available. So means the privacy of that thing is now no more, since we need to achieve transparency, right? So in that sense, yes, that is a big challenge which we are talking about. And scalability is kind of thing like I want to say that once the coin distribution or volume is decided, then it is not possible to again extend it, right? In that sense we are saying now there could be a there could be a thing that we can have an alternate coin or a you can see method where we can have like for example Ethereum and Ethereum Classic is one of the example where we can see there are some problems and there is a need to have more. Then what they did is they just designed one more coin with the name of Ethereum Classic, right? So they are brother and sister. So that is the challenge is there, that we cannot able to have that scalability in that sense. And even in system, right? So in this unit, you will see what we are going to see. We are going to learn is that challenges, right? We will going to talk about major challenges and the gaps between the theory and practical actually, right? So theory is a different aspect as compared to when we are talking about to do the things in practical way. And we identify more challenges, we identify more problems, and since it is in a development phase, so things are going on, things are coming, and we are trying to solve that problem, right? So that's why this is talking about this particular thing, that we are going to understand that in a distributed system. Now if I am talking about this particular thing, you can see there are many other challenges that will bother us. Like if in any distributed system, whenever it come in our study, we always talk about a theorem that is known as gap theorem. Please remember this thing, right? So there is a cap theorem. You just note it down, right? Which talk about consistency, availability, and partition. There is a partition nodes where if few nodes are stopped working or there is a fault in few nodes, then also in a distributed system, it should be like that, that will work correctly. What is that P means actually? Partial, right? Where we are saying that if the partial node shut down, if the partial node get fault, or if they are having some kind of malicious activity in that node, then also our distributed system, it should be like that, which will work correctly. Where A is the kind of thing availability, right? So availability is 24/7, otherwise, and where C is the kind of thing that is consistency, right? So what it says, whenever we are talking about distributed system, we definitely talk about cap, right? And what is the interesting point over here is that to remember that all these things cannot come together. Definitely we cannot get all these things together, right? So we will talk this thing as it will come in our chapter, first chapter in that, or second chapter. Then we'll talk about this thing, what is cap theorem and what are the challenges what are the research challenges, what are the technical gaps when we are talking about distributed consensus, right? So means now that protocol, which is basically given to the public, right, for agreement, for giving the consent, for the proof of work, right, in that environment which is distributed, for that we need to work on, right? It should be like consistent, it should be available, availability should be there, and then it should be like that partial nodes where few nodes cannot even working properly, then also this distributed system could able to produce the correct values, right? So there is a thing which we said that these are some protocols named after this types of consensus, which is known as proof of stake, right, proof of work, right? So we will definitely talk about this thing, and that there is a proof of burn, right, proof of collapse time. So these are some protocols, types of consensus which we are using for this thing to complete the things or to accept the things like mining, calculating the mathematical equations, the values, and then confirming the blocks. All these things will come in this particular consensus. We will definitely talk about this thing, right? So please note it down over here. This is very important, which says that distributed system are a computing paradigm, right, which is a whereby two or more nodes, means minimum two and maximum it can be up to any limit, with each other in a coordinated fashion, and in order to achieve a common output, right? So this is very important. Then only it will be a well, logically it will look like a single unit, right? So it is saying that we are going to work for this thing, and it is not centralized, since there are many disadvantages in a centralized system. So we have spread the system, spread the system to different nodes, to different locations, connected through network to speed up the task, to enhance the kind of things like decentralized trust, to reduce the cost. When such things are involved, then definitely cost is reduced, because the value get divided by between these things, right? So what we are saying is they are having a common outcome, and for that these systems are coordinating with each other. Now what if this P which I am talking about, if they are not coordinating properly, or few of the nodes are not participating, since they get some kind of fault in it, right? So that's why, and it's modeled in such a way that end users see it as a logical single platform. So that is the beauty of distributed system. That's why distributed system is in demand nowadays, which says that these systems which are spread over different location will have a common goal, right? So goal is common for this common goal. They are going to achieve this thing, right? So in a network of Bitcoin, they are having a common goal for network for bitcoins, right? For example, this is just an example, Bitcoin, like you can take other example like Tron also. So these are they are having in that distributed system, they are having a common goal to work for that coin Tron, right? So they are having a common outcome, and logically what it is looking like, it is looking like as a single unit behind the screens, right? So that is the beauty of a distributed system, right? So it is fast, definitely it is a fast system, and cost is reduced, right? So all that we want basically, right? So these are the two nomenclature for the consensus which I am talking just now, but I'm just giving you the brief. In detail we will talk when we will start with the lectures, which says about the proof of work and the proof of stake. You can see proof of work is